how many of us always talk about two things? We go through all these things in life. We want some type of clarity and asking God, why is this happening? What's going on? It's always the same old thing. Every time I keep getting treated like this, or I keep going through this, I keep going through that, right? And the next thing is we always want peace, balance, and harmony because nobody wants to go through nothing. And I feel you because Lord knows I'm about tired of trials after trials. But this is what I come to understand that I want to share with you. We go through all of these different trials and tribulations. They are all these little puzzle pieces, okay? And we're trying to, well, God is forming the masterpiece, the whole picture for us. So all these little pieces of the puzzle gotta get connected together. They need to fit, right? Which means in order for the puzzle pieces to piece and stick together perfectly, means you have to come to learn about yourself. You have to learn to understand some things and be willing to understand some things, willing to accept that you may have to remove yourself from people, places, and things and go into isolation so that you can learn about yourself, okay? Now, within that, you're asking God to give you this clarity. But God is only going to give you clarity when you started doing the self-reflection and the introspection, because you have to start building up that tolerance, that mental toughness, that intimate emotional intelligence, let's say. You have to begin to allow yourself to be vulnerable so that when he gives you the real clarity, you will be able to handle it. And oftentimes we asking for clarity on things that we know we may not can really truly handle the honest to God's truth. This is why doing self-reflection and introspection is so critical, so that you can be mentally, emotionally, spiritually strong to handle the true clarity that God is going to give you, okay? Now, when you start getting that clarity, because you've been putting in that work, it always makes me think about when I was growing up and my dad, I called Dad, I said, Dad, I want to buy a car. You know, it's $6,000, but I only got 3 and I need another 3. Would you hold me down? And Dad said, well, shit. Get you another 1,500. I'm gonna throw in the other 1,500. Cause you already halfway there. You already went and got the 3 out the 6. You might as well grab another 15. Then I only gotta give you 15. I have to give you the whole other half. Cause you good. You even got more money that you done put in more work to get that money. So you could really understand the value of, number 1, owning the vehicle. Number 2, valuing yourself for putting in the work to get that money. So that then when he gives it to me, I can also have a greater appreciation for him helping me out and giving me that 15. Now, that's one way that I always think about when I come across this. Now, back to understanding, asking God for clarity, right? So now that you're getting this clarity, this understanding, the wounds that you had, okay, the wounds are starting to heal because you're starting to understand what is happening. You're looking at yourself with the things you have been through, you have done, some of your behavioral patterns, your thought patterns, okay, how you go about in relationships, how do you show up into relationships, how do you be emotionally available to others, and so forth, okay? All those different elements that you have been going through in your life are all these little puzzle pieces that now starts fitting together. All of a sudden, you start seeing the full picture. But you're going to get that final solid piece when God gives you that final solid piece, because you done put in most of the work. And once he gives you that final solid piece of that clarity, okay, it's going to complete the picture, and it's going to give a successful completion, okay? It is going to give you the whole view of you inside and out, which then it's going to make you feel like a baby being reborn, because you learned so much stuff that now you're like, oh my God, I don't want that no more. My life, I can't do that. So now you're in a rebirth, and you're like a baby starting all over, which means certain people ain't gonna be around you because they already see you changing. You ain't even gonna be able to stomach being around certain people. You're gonna be blocking people, deleting people. You're gonna be friends, families, you know. You ain't gonna be entertaining no past relationships. You're not going to do anything that's not going to build you up spiritually, because you're in a whole new element right now, okay? Where you just can't, your body just cannot handle that type of energy. So when them puzzle pieces come together and God gives you the final piece to your life that gives you that full clarity, it's like going into a new chapter. That's where it's like the world is a successful completion, and you have now been reborn and birthed all over. You're starting from scratch. You're meeting new people that match your energy. If not, they have a higher frequency of energy and unconditional love, okay, that you will take to. Because if you're at this decent frequency and you get people in that frequency, you still even kill, you good. But if you start meeting people at the higher frequency, you will start slowly but gradually raising your frequency. It's when you with them low vibrational people, the people that's negative all the time, the people that sit up there and want you to be in situationships, third parties, people that want you to do things that you know deep in your soul and your heart is against your morals and values. Those are the things that you won't be entertaining. You ain't even going to work a job at that you don't feel valued at. You ain't even going to be sitting up there putting in extra work for employers that don't give you, they don't do nothing. They don't value you. You're not going to be around nobody that don't value you. You want to be around people that you value and they value you. They there for you, you there for them. Y'all understand each other. Y'all don't have to be alike. Y'all don't have to be alike. But y'all have this same type of spiritual connection that you won't be able to shake. It's almost like when they talk about your soul family, okay? You ever walk into a place and you like, yo, I just can't, I'm not feeling none of this shit. Period. I just can't. So I want you to understand that, number one, we always asking God for clarity on things, but he's going to give you the clarity when you put in the work to understand yourself and your surroundings. When he gives you that final clarity, can you really handle the truth? Is the ultimate question. We always want things and asking for shit, but then can't even handle it. You want a good woman, you get a good woman that come into your life and you ruin it. You want a good man. He working. He got his degree. He got his shit together. He taking care of the kids. He coming to your life. You don't want that. You want that other shit. That wild shit that's toxic. I mean, my God. It's like, pick a side. When you get into this transition, there ain't no lukewarm. You either hot or cold, baby. You either rocking like this or you rocking like that. There's no in between with this. And this is why, as long as you stay lukewarm, you're gonna always be in a state of confusion. Because you don't know which way to go. So, the final message of this is, if you want clarity in your life so that you can start implementing and having peace, balance, and harmony, you're going to need to do some deep internal soul searching, some healing. You're going to have to start looking within yourself with your attitudes and behaviors versus the things that you're feeling and learning now. You're going to be challenged. So you got to be able to accept constructive criticism. You have to be okay with knowing that there's a lot of people that's about to drop out your life. If you think you took losses in your life, you ain't seen shit yet until you experience that dark night of the soul. Because them losses that you want to take deep within yourself, when you know you got some shit to work on, that you know you've been wrong, you done did wrong, people did you wrong, but you're really taking the ownership for yourself, that pain hit a whole completely different. It's a whole different element. It's a whole different feeling. That shit'll shake up your whole spine. You get the goosebumps. You get sick. You be damn near about to throw up. Because you're like, I can't believe this. I was really operating on this level. I thought I was straight. I thought I was good. But you really wasn't. But that's okay, because this is part of learning about yourself. But now that you know this self, you got to hold yourself. Now that you know this about yourself, you have to hold yourself accountable to start living right and doing what's right. For your soul, for your higher self, for your God of understanding. And a lot of times when you asking for this clarity, God gonna throw you an alley. Once again, can you handle it? Are you gonna be able to take that alley he just threw you and dunk that in the basket? Are you gonna let the rim go? Are you just gonna hold the ball? What are you gonna do when he throws it to you? Are you gonna catch it? Are you going to dunk it? And then when you do dunk it, are you going to hang from the rim? Or are you going to drop down after you dunk it? What are you going to do? Take time to learn you. I promise you, anything I ever share on any social media platform means I already did the work and I continue to do the work. And as I learn, I'm going to teach. As God gives me this information so freely, I'm going to give it to you. Because it is through God's grace and mercy and unmerited favor that he allows us to even go through this, so that we can learn about ourselves and him, and how he comes through and helps us and balances out so that we can be on track. So, I hope this message find you all well. Peace and many blessings.